Hey guys, it's Vicky. Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a piece of advice for trainee teachers. If you're going into your PGC, SCITT, any teacher training this year, then this video is for you. I collected these pieces of advice over on Instagram and Twitter. My handle is @MissGreenTeach if you want to follow me over there. They've come from a real range of teachers, from SLT down to people that have just trained like me. So yeah, I hope they're helpful, and yeah, let's get started. So the first piece of advice that I have for you is don't spend too much money before you start your course. So if you have a teachergram, like I do, or lots of us do, it's a really brilliant area for support online for teachers. You may get caught up in the whole, lots of people have really personalised bits of stationery and buy all of these fancy folders and things like that, and it's not something that you need to do before you start. It might be a good idea to have some folders if you are going to keep all of your documentation like on paper, maybe a laptop if that's something you need, but like you don't need to go out and spend loads of money on stationery or loads of money on books. Like I bought a fair few books, but I really like to read books in like the hard copy rather than online, and I was also quite selective in the ones that I chose. So like have a think about what you spend before you spend it. You don't need to spend loads before you start your course. And relating to that last one is that you don't need to know it all before you start your course as well. I've had so many questions from people like, oh, what should I read? What should I do this summer? And there are things that you can do to prepare, like order the odd book and like give it a read through, but you don't need to spend loads of time doing everything. You don't need to know it all before you start your course. I've finished my teacher training and I do not know it all. Like, it's fine. It will work out. You're constantly learning as a teacher, just like your students. So you don't have to know it all before you start. You won't know it all by the time you finish. Every day is a school day when you're a teacher. You learn every day. So it'll be fine. Don't stress. This one's kind of obvious, I speak about in most of my videos, but organisation is key. I can't tell you enough. I think before you start, it would be good to know how you're going to organise all your papers. So I went fully online, saved most of my forms and etc. on Google Drive, and then I had like backups on my laptop as well. If you're going to do it on paper, then get some folders, maybe a printer if that's how you're going to do it. Know how you're going to organise everything before you start. I think that's helpful. If you think it would help you to have a planner to organise your time, then maybe get one of those. I put all of my dates into my phone diary, just so I know that it comes up. I get reminders like the week before as well. I find that really helpful. Just have an idea of how you're going to organise yourself, and like things in place to help you be organised when you start. I spoke a moment ago about Teachergram, and I'm a massive advocate for it. I think having a teacher Instagram account is incredible to find resources, to network, to connect with people across the world that are teachers and in different stages of their career. However, you have to use social media wisely. Just like with your personal account, if it gets a bit much, then it's fine to take a step back. You shouldn't be comparing yourself with people who are on Teachergram. There's some people who are, the other side of the world, and they do things very differently to how you do things. So there's nothing wrong with taking a step back from social media, Teachergram if you need to, and going back to it when you feel ready. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to compare yourself to people online. And also you don't need to compare yourself to people who are on your course. When you're on your teacher training, there'll be lots of people that are at different levels, and some people are super organised and some people aren't super organised, and generally you will pull it together by the end, so it's fine. Don't compare yourself with how everyone else is doing. If you have any questions or concerns, then talk to your tutor, your mentors, but you'll be okay. Don't compare yourself to other people. If your tutor and your mentor say you're doing fine, you're doing fine. Listen to them. They'll tell you what you need to do. Another important piece of advice, I think, is look the part. So I love to dress up quite smart when I'm at school anyway. Don't get me wrong, I love to be comfy when I'm at home, currently in a tracksuit. But when I'm at school, I like to look really smart. When you start your placement, like I wore a blazer or I wore a suit, because you don't know what the dress code is at that school. I mean, you might have looked it up already, but often it's quite different when you get there to what it is online. So I always go smart to school. I think it sets a really nice, good impression. think it sets a really good first impression, and it just makes you feel like you're ready and this is what you're doing, you're a teacher. I think the students take you a bit more seriously, and it makes me feel good. So I think look the part, dress smart. So someone sent me this tip in on Teachergram, and I've never heard it been put like this before, and it was deliberate botheredness. I didn't know what she meant, but then she explained it, and it's she said, say hello to everyone, say good morning to everyone, whether that be parents or staff. And that is such an amazing tip, because at my last placement school, I'd say hello and good morning to everyone just because you kind of want to fit in, you want to make some friends, you want to feel comfortable there. And I ended up making really good friends with the cleaner, and you know, she'd be there every day after school and I'd be there like making lesson plans or doing whatever, and it was really nice to have someone to chat to then. So yeah, really important tip, I think. Deliberate botheredness. Say hello to everyone, say good morning to everyone, and smile. Another tip someone sent in is do not spend lots of extra hours at school. So you will have lots of things to do when you're at school, when you're on placement, and towards the end of your course in particular. I did spend a lot of time at school. However, there's also things that you can do at home you don't necessarily need to do at school. I preferred to do some of my work at school, so I stayed a bit later, but you don't need to be doing that. Especially at the start of your course, you won't have that much to do at school, so don't sit there for the sake of it. Like, if there's some way you can help, then, you know, offer that to your teacher mentor if there's something you need to do. But if you need to go home for something, if you're a parent or a carer, then that's fine too. You don't have to sit at school for all hours just because you think you should be. When you start your placement, it can be really hard to know exactly what to do. And you can just kind of sit there for a bit and feel a bit awkward or uncomfortable, not sure what to do. But I think the best piece of advice then is to get involved. Be that talking to other members of staff, talking to your teachers, talking to the students. You should really use that period of time to get to know your students, to build that relationship with them, and that will really help you in the future when you're up at the front of the class teaching, when you know those little pieces of information about the students, about who works best with who and who's happy to get involved and who is a bit shy or quiet in the class. Offer to help your teacher if they need it, like listen to any readers, mark any work that they have, just offer your help and support in any way. It's just a good way to get started in the school. And that is it. I wanted to keep this video nice and short and sweet because some of my videos recently have been really long. I have another one coming soon about pieces that I have for my NQT classroom or ECT classroom. And then I will be doing a moving vlog as I'm moving to a new city in less than 10 days now, and I will be setting up my classroom there. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed and it's been helpful. If you like it and you'd like to follow me over on Instagram, you can find me at Miss Green Teach. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye guys.